Writing your memoirs? Don't forget the hyphen between spider and man.
Get the chopper ready. I won't be long. I'm surprised you made it this far. But your foolishness ends now.
Marvel is everywhere. There's comics, animated series, TV series, Netflix shows, the MCU, and video games galore. People love Marvel. However, it goes without saying that we've not been given a true Marvel experience in video game form in a very long time.
You're a little weird, but you got a good heart.
So in 2016, when Sony announced Marvel's Spider-Man exclusively for PlayStation 4, developed by none other than Insomniac Games, expectations were raised for gamers and Spider-Man fans around the world. Thanks to PlayStation's massive onslaught of first-party games, the bar was set high, and I'd be lying if I said Spider-Man doesn't stumble whilst trying to reach the finish line. The game has problems that we just can't ignore, but that doesn't make this a bad game by any stretch. The core of Spider-Man is web swinging. Traversal in this game is fantastic, and swinging through the beautifully rendered New York City feels so good in your hands. You're given so much ability to move freely, and it's all perfectly partnered with the fantastic score that dips and swells in perfect sync with your movements. Alongside this, we're given a fluid Arkham-style combat system that, combined with your web gadgets, the environment, and traversal, just feels so Spider-Man. Being in a fight that has you pulling a gun out of an enemy's hand, then throwing it at another, then instantly meleeing another guy, then putting some shelves down on someone else while dodging a projectile, then web drop-kicking another enemy is just so fun and satisfying. This doesn't come without flaws, however, as the control method takes a little while to get the hang of, and the vast array of gadgets you unlock all behave quite differently. Spidey's gadgets and the powers aren't the only things Insomniac needed to get right though. The story and characters are crucial to nailing Spider-Man, and I feel like both Spider-Man and Peter Parker feel really authentic and believable. Spider-Man is cool, cocky, and charming, and for the few times you play as Peter, he really comes across closer to how you would expect him to. He's no Tom Holland, but Yuri Lowenthal's performance can't be faulted, nor in fact any of the other cast members. Mary Jane Watson is given a far more hands-on role, and the multiple villains add a massive amount of gameplay options, similar to the villains you need to defeat in Arkham Knight.
Hey, Pete.
The execution of the narrative needs praising too. The game feels so much like an MCU movie. It's brilliantly written and directed, and with some incredible moments of drama and action. However, there are a few pacing issues where Insomniac literally takes Spider-Man away from you. These missions happen far too often and just pulled me out of the immersion of the story. I see what they were trying to do, but it just didn't work. In a similar vein, many of the side activities quickly become very grindy and repetitive. Although you are given a lot to do, many activities have you completing the same objectives with the same set pieces and same voiceover lines. Considering the detail the team put into the rest of the game, this feels like a massive oversight that again continuously pulled me out of the experience. It's also worth mentioning a few poor NPC animations, some wall clipping bugs, uninteresting suits, weak power-ups, and Spider-Man's bizarre inability to swim. These flaws sound minor, but in the context of a game that has been so well made in so many ways, these issues become more obvious. The inconsistency is the biggest problem, and for a game of this pedigree, just isn't good enough. That being said, the game is incredibly good fun and a game that I felt an instant connection with. It's escapism at its best, and despite its flaws, it's easily the best Spider-Man game ever made. I'm looking forward to see what Insomniac do with the inevitable sequel, but until then, Spider-Man's DLC will do nicely.
You know, technically... Finally off to Rikers, huh? You know, I think you've got more enemies in there than I do.
If you think this will be more than a minor inconvenience...
Whoop, gotta go. Hey, good luck, Willie. I have a feeling you're gonna need it.
Idiot! I'm the one who kept order in this city!